Welcome along to episode 796 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show, Zak Douglas from Central Youth Theatre let us know about some of their alumni and, of course, the great opportunities they offer to kids across our area. We'll be catching up with Rachel Overfield, CEO of Compton Care, as we find out about their inpatient renovation and the brilliant work that's been done to make the place look even warmer and friendlier. Jacky Fellows joins us to tell us about Printfest 2024, his first time in Wolverhampton, and how you could be part of it. Maxine Laceby of Absolute Collagen tells us about the limits that are being placed on women and stopping them becoming entrepreneurs in their 40s, so that's on the way. Lichfield Garrick have Jack and the Beanstalk as their Panto this year. Sam Rabone and Benn Thornton let us know their part of that and the trots that they play. Izzy Judd will be talking about how the kids love their wooden toys from Fisher-Price. In fact, I think Harry, or the half, quite enjoys playing with them too. That's on the way. James Wigley let us know about the Grand Theatres Business Club and how it's making a huge difference and allowing some great opportunities to network in the city. Doug Glenwright from Olsen Cruises tells us about the sort of swing towards more off-peak travel, particularly with cruises and the people who are taking their time out on the ocean waves. Ellen Mary let us know about her appearance at the Malvern Autumn Show, which is on the way at the weekend. And we talked to the team at Dyson with Jelly Lee joining us alongside DJ and presenter Ashley James as we find out about the new Dyson mop. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
On the 8th through to the 10th of November, Printfest is taking place in Wolverhampton at the new Hampton Arts Centre. Jacky Fellows is behind it all, and she's here with me now. Hello.
How you doing, Jason?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right, yes, busy.
And I say you're here with me. I'm actually here with you in your amazing studio down here at the New Hampton, and the high ceiling, it just sort of sets it all off nicely, doesn't it?
I painted that.
Did you really?
Yeah, on a scaffold. I feared for my life, but we painted that, and yeah, I just put the intention out that I wanted the most amazing studio, and this is what I got, and I absolutely love it.
It's a glorious place to be. I mean, the arched windows all help, and
Yeah.
the fact that it's absolutely rammed full of artwork is really
Yeah.
setting it off nicely.
It does. I think I'm proof that I started off and I wasn't an artist, and I knew that I wanted to dabble in art, and then before I knew where I was, all our walls were full of artwork, and it's just about sitting down, and anybody can do art, anybody, I don't care who you are. We've worked with all sorts of people in the community, from people who are visually impaired, people who, like young school children, we've worked with Iranian refugees, all doing printmaking techniques, and everybody produced some amazing work, which is all part of the festival. So,
No, that's because, I mean, printmaking itself starts with the potato and ends with some really nice etchings, doesn't it?
So there's so many different types of printmaking. So just to get it straight, people who want to put in for the exhibition, it's you can enter up until the 30th of September, so the end of the month. We're still taking in exhibition inquiries or people who want to enter something that they've done. So printmaking it involves either something like screen printing or monoprinting or relief, or etching or dry point, as long as it's a hand pulled print. So basically you could paint on a piece of glass and then get a piece of paper, put it on and then pull it off. That essentially is a hand pulled print. So anything, as long as it's not printed on the computer, unless it's manipulated after with a hand pull print, those don't count. But anything that's a hand pull print, yeah, you can submit it for the exhibition.
And now it does take time to do printmaking as well. I think the joy of it is you put a lot of work into the artwork itself, but you can get multiple copies that are actually still original pieces of art.
Yeah, so you can get varied editions. So if I do a piece and I really like it, but I think, yep, so it's great, I've done a black and white piece, but I want to do something to add a bit of colour, so that you can use tissue paper, they call it sheen collé, so you can add coloured tissue paper and put it over the top, you sandwich it, or you can roll over a different colour, so you can have a varied edition. There's so many different things and so many different variables with just one picture, whereas if you draw a picture, kind of that's it. Whereas with printmaking, if you do dry point, it's the same kind of thing as drawing, but then you can manipulate it in all different ways. So the process I absolutely love, because you can either be really excited about a print and then pull it off and it could be rubbish, or you can think, well, this ain't going to work, and then you can pull it off and it can be something absolutely amazing. So you never quite know what you're going to get. You kind of get an idea, but you never quite know. But it's all, anybody can do it. It's the most amazing thing. You can get... a lot of people use what they call a jelly plate. So you put acrylics on and then you pull a print off and then you'll layer something on and you'll put things down to make different shapes and then you'll put a different colour on and then finally you'll put like a final layer on, put your paper on, leave it to dry, and when you fetch it off you've got all those multiple layers. And that's, so that again, it's all printmaking. Yeah.
Well, I know during my GCSEs, I had a great time doing my printmaking GCSE, and my favourite was photo etch screen printing, and producing something and splitting out the different layers and working out how you were going to do printing in different colours.
Yeah.
And, that was exceptional fun, and I got a qualification out of it. You can't argue with that, can you?
Well done, Jason. That's good.
It was a C and everything. It was a proper pass.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, people, it's the same with anything. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I remember I did Leamington Art in the Park recently, and I took a browser, and there were pieces that I thought, no, I'll rip that up and I'll chuck it in the bin because I don't really like that. And then I thought, well, no, I'll just put it in there and put a nominal fee. And I sold more of those than I did of my original, which I think are brilliant prints. And you'll look at people and you think, why are you buying that? But they buy it because they're invested in it. Something in that picture will speak to them. It sounds a bit twee, but it's the fact that what one person likes, another person won't see anything in it. So that's the beauty of art. But for me, it's more about the community of people, bringing people together. That's why I wanted to do the print festival. It's the first one in Wolverhampton, in New Hampton. There are other fabulous print festivals going on. Ironbridge Framers have got an amazing print festival, a print exhibition on at the moment. But for me, I just want to get people. You don't have to be the best printmaker. You don't have to be the best artist. You just have to shut that little voice up that tells you you're no good. Just come and be part of the festival. Come and be part of a community of people. And we support each other, and we build this, we keep it rolling and keep it going, and we build this community of artists.
Yeah, literally keeping it rolling. So come along and join in, grab a rubber roller, put it all self out to one side, and make the most of it.
Well, we're going to have obviously there'll be the exhibition and the festival, but on the Saturday and the Sunday we'll have workshops that people can get involved in for nothing. We'll have people trying out different things, and they'll be what's the word, Jason? When people are showing you the process.
Demonstrating,
that's the word, yeah. So there'll be people demonstrating as well. Jenny Gunning will be here with her presses. So I bought my press from Ironbridge Framers, and they're local manufacturers, engineers. They engineer the Gunnings press. I had mine for 8 years, and they're a most amazing piece of equipment. So she'll be here, and you can have a look at how a press works, and you can just have a bit of a go as well.
Okay, so it's the 8th of the 10th of November. That's the bit where you have to be here at the New Hampton. Before then, you can apply to be part of it by the 30th. So how do people get in touch for that one?
So if you go to www.printfestwolverhampton.co.uk, then all the details are on there. Or you can email me for an exhibition form at Jacky, that's Jacky with a Y, JACKY, .fellows@gmail.com.
Okay, simple as that. And then for the event itself, how much does it cost to get in?
So it's completely free to get in. If you're exhibiting anything up to A4, and that could be 3 small pieces that make up A4, it's £10. We're not charging any commission because it's not about the price. It's just about giving people an opportunity to exhibit their work. And anything up to A3 and over is £15. There's no commission on the work. And for the entry for the festival itself, just to come and have a look, because it is November, it's close to Christmas.
It is.
And there'll be some very affordable artwork. But for that, it's free entry. Yeah, just come along and enjoy. There'll be some nibbles and maybe a little tot of wine, So we just want to see you. Just come along, have a chat. You're not obliged to buy anything. Just have a chat, see how printmaking works, and you never know, you might get interested in it and want to have a go yourself.
It could be your next hobby.
It could be your next career. Think big, Jason. Think big. Okay. Yeah.
Well, 8th through to the 10th of November, all taking place down at the New Hampton Arts Centre. Jacky Fellows is a star in this world. Thank you for having a little natter with us, and good luck with it all.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Central Youth Theatre are celebrating their alumni, an amazing list of names, both in front and behind of the camera. To tell us more about those names that we should know by now is one you may well recognise, Zak Douglas, one of their directors. Good afternoon.
How's it going? You okay?
All good here. Now, I've been one of the directors of such a long-standing and proud organisation, bringing talent through across the city and beyond. It must be great to be part of it, but equally great to see the names who've gone on from Central Youth Theatre into massive work.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's we're super proud, and also we just want to take the time to highlight that our little city, Wolverhampton, has got so many people doing really cool stuff, and just spreading that message so people know they can go on and do some good things out in the wider world.
When it comes to the names, I mean, have you approached them? Do they know they're part of this this alumni that you're shouting about?
Yeah, of course. The lovely thing about CYT, we say it's quite interesting. It's not just like a little it is a drama group, but not in the sense of, where you might take your child to swimming and then you pick them up and then that's it. And then technically they're alumni of that swimming group. But with CYT, one of the nicest things is our alumni really, we always have a thing like you never leave CYT. So our alumni always stay involved. So a big thing for me coming through as a member and then a staff member was seeing the community within the 40 years of Central Youth Theatre, because we've been around 41 years now, and that we still have people that joined the youth theatre in the 80s coming down doing workshops, coming watching shows. We did a big 40th celebration, so the current members and former members are really entwined.
Now, I know Tom Parry, who's one of your former members. He's regularly done fundraisers and stuff. But I mean, a comedian, a screenwriter, part of Pappy's. I mean, somebody whose name is known by so many, and part of a very exclusive Wolverhampton club that is inclusive, and anybody who's of the right age group can join.
Yeah, it's funny. We've kind of made an exclusive club without trying, and as you said, we're a very inclusive club, and we encourage people from all backgrounds and financially and demographically to come down. But yeah, it's funny just being consistently there for young people in Wolverhampton that want to do a bit of acting. And the little differences, we don't do the big, there's some brilliant Amdram companies that do the big musicals, and we stick to plays and straight acting. And yeah, we've got some people such as Tom that have done some really cool work.
And of course, it's behind the scenes too. People get involved in all sorts of aspects of putting on a show. And you've got some great names who we'll see in the credits, even though we don't see them on screen.
Yes, yeah. That's a big reason of what we wanted to shout out about today. I think quite often the people on screen or on stage get the focus, and we're very proud of those. I'm one of them. I came through the youth theatre, and now I have a career as an actor, and I'm in a show called The Good Ship Murder with Shane Ward, Claire Sweeney, Catherine Tilsley, and I star in a show called Go Ed on ITV also. But I come back and I'm standing on the shoulders of people such as Liz Griffiths, who's the production designer for Netflix shows like the Salmon HBO show Avenue Q, films that I remember watching and not know before I knew Liz, watching Shaun of the Dead, and then find out, the production designer of that came through Central Youth Theatre in the 80s, the production designer for Angus Thongs in Perfect Snogging, for Dad's Army, for Johnny English Strikes Again. Like, her CV's crazy, but she's not in front of the camera, she's behind it. And we've got so many people like that. Another one I'll throw out at you is Tim Routledge. Tim Routledge is a lighting designer he most recently designed the BAFTA lighting ceremony and the 2023 Eurovision contest in Liverpool. But also he does all of Stormzy's tours, but also Beyonce's tours, which is always very, very cool when I'm telling the young people at the youth theatre.
Yeah, but as soon as you start talking to the kids at youth theatre, though, I mean, your own CV, I mean, you touched on a couple of things there. I mean, the Good Ship Murder just being part of it. but so many parts in so many different shows. And whether somebody is the headliner at the top, or whether they're one of the actors who makes a story happen, there's all sorts of things that people do along the way and as part of that journey. And I know that you're going to be destined for even more great things as time goes on. But it's also about not forgetting where you've come from and the inspiration you got, and you're displaying that, and so many others do too.
Yeah, I think that's what's important for me. So, I've been lucky enough I've been away since April doing the second season of Good Ship, which I can say now, because we've that which comes out later in the year, and the second season of Go Ed, which comes out next year. But I've been able to go do that and see all these different job roles, people doing great work, but then also think, oh, I want to go back to where I'm from and let young people know that that's an option. Like, yes, you can do the acting, and that would be brilliant. I've been teaching at the youth theatre for the last 10 years, and anyone that takes an interest in acting, I'm always there for them. But also, we just want to give young people options from Wolverhampton. So even if they're not really interested in going down that route, by saying, oh, actually, we can build you skills that might help in your job interview. We can build skills that actually can go into different avenues within the creative world. And I think that those are the things that we really want to focus on as well as the performing side.
And it's like the community aspect of it, the working with your peers, and the fact that it's just blooming good fun as well is another big part of it.
That's it. That's the biggest thing we want to keep the focus on as well, because I think a lot of things out there, there's a lot of pressure on young people at school, when they're home, homework, all exams, all these things, what they're going to be, and we just want to have a safe space in the centre of Wolverhampton where young people literally can come, make friends, enjoy themselves, maybe pick up some skills that they can use in the future, but mainly feel that they've got a community. And I think the long list of alumni that we do have is testament to that, where even 30, sometimes 40 years later, they're still coming back, still checking in, offering services, doing fundraisers for us. And that's what keeps the wheels turning at Central Youth Theatre.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, you talk about education and learning. They don't realise they're doing it some of the time either. They may, they're joining in with something. They're actually sort of, picking things up. Kids of the age group here, they're like sponges, aren't they? So they're just taking everything on board. And as they're using that, and as we've said, it's not necessarily about getting that starring role in a Netflix series. It's nice, it happens. We know it happens regularly, but it is about being you and being able to express yourself, and that is something which is so difficult to do sometimes, particularly in an age where so many things are done on screen, conversations, friends you may only ever have typed at, yet you still got to be able to interact in the real world, and then this is probably more important now than it's ever been before.
Yeah, it's so important. Like you said, it's the community aspect, all of that stuff, and having people that you can look up to. I remember joining the youth theatre. I was a bit later on. I joined at 17, 18, and I didn't know I wanted to go into performing arts. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do, and they offered me an opportunity by giving me an apprenticeship when I turned 18, so I was good with teaching young people, and that gave me that little bit of stability when trying to um, form a career within the arts. And once I did realize I wanted to act, it was the youth theatre that gave me that stability and that safe space to come down, try stuff out, go off to London and do a play, and realize, okay, this is what I enjoy, and then coming back and still having a place to keep that going, and not just waiting for my agent to call or things like that. And I think that's the thing, where at first, before that, I didn't know that there was all these cool people, and I've been able to discover that through Central Youth Theatre. And I want other young people to be able to do that and know they've got options.
Well, working with young people from the ages of 4 through to 25, founded by Jane Ward, MB, back in the day. 41 years young, and now with CEO Holly Parry, keeping things going. An amazing team of directors like your good self, Zach, around them, and such a great educational team, and one that cares about giving these kids a great future, whether it be in the movie industry or, as you say, in whatever walk of life and path they decide to take. So where do we go for more information and get people involved? If you've got kids who could be up for this, what do we do?
So our social media platforms, just as any Central Youth Theatre on all social media platforms, but also our website. If you Google Central Youth Theatre, our website has all the sign-up forms. And we also say as well, we're based at the New Hampton Arts Centre every Sunday. We have classes throughout the week. Sometimes it's just come on down, try it out. We've just started some courses throughout the week called the First Step on the Ladder as well. So that is specific courses run by industry leaders in stage management, directing, production and design, costume, makeup, and behind the scenes. So if people aren't interested in being the front and center, we've got these courses running for 16 to 25-year-olds, and those are to give they're 7-week courses. They're to give young people that opportunity to have something down on their CV where someone won't go, oh, you've got no experience, that they're able to come down, do these courses with industry leaders, and maybe find a new interest, maybe just get something, some experience down and have a course to their name. So those have started from this week. But other than that, our main sessions are Sundays at the New Hampton Arts Centre.
Well, give that a check out. CentralYouthTheatre.org is the website. And of course, there is not only the classes which are running there, but there are also some tailored for those with additional needs too. And you can find out more details by checking out the website. Well, for now, Zak Douglas from Central Youth Theatre, thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, Compton Care is constantly looking after people across our city and beyond, and it also needs a bit of TLC itself every once in a while. There's a renovation project taking place, and to tell us more, I'm joined now by their CEO, Rachel Overfield. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us on.
Well, always good to talk to you. And obviously keeping Compton working for the patients, inpatients, outpatients, and so many more people who use the facilities is vitally important. And at the moment, it's the inpatient department that is taking a bit of a lick of paint.
Yeah, it hadn't had a lick of paint for well over 10 years. And it felt, as we came out of COVID, really, we kind of had a good look at the rooms and thought, do you know what, these rooms feel really clinical. So whilst they were entirely adequate for the purposes that they needed to be for, they just didn't feel as cozy, comforting, family friendly as perhaps they should have done. And so it just felt like the right moment to sort of do a bit of fundraising, generous support of people in our local communities as always, and we're always enormously grateful for that, to enable us to get these rooms done. It's taken a year to do it because we've had to close parts of the ward at a time to do the rooms. So we've picked the sort of quiet parts of the year when we're a little bit quieter on the ward, to get them done in sort of sets of 7 or 8 rooms at a time. But yeah, we finished it a couple of weeks ago and they look absolutely fabulous. I'm really, really thrilled. And we've had, hugely positive feedback on getting it done.
Yeah, because I mean, it is really what Compton is all about. Although you have a clinical background, actually, the surface is that warmth, the friendliness, the being there for people.
It is. It's that extra stuff. So yes, absolutely. It is about symptom control and palliative care and all that sort of medical nursing care that you would absolutely expect if you were being admitted to a ward at Compton. But you're right, it's also about if somebody is entering that last phase of their life, they have absolutely every right to expect to be looked after in an environment that supports their spiritual and emotional needs as well as their physical needs. And that was the bit that we felt was a little bit lacking. And also, people's families spend such a lot of time here with them, as you would expect, that the rooms need to service them as well. So having interactive TV screens, having fridges, all of that sort of stuff in the rooms isn't just for the patient's benefit, it's also for the family's benefit as well.
Yeah, and I'd say the time that your patients, and patients again is an odd word for it, because they're almost not quite like
Yeah, it is a
patients.
little
They're
bit.
the time your friends spend there during the latter part of their lives. I mean, it can vary, can't it? It might be something from a few hours to several weeks or sometimes months.
I mean, it's rare that people spend months with us these days. So most people, and you know, I should take this opportunity to say, because it's a myth that we're desperately trying to bust, is a huge number of people that get admitted to our ward do go home. So they don't stay with us until they sadly pass away. They often will go home again, and maybe come in and go home, come in and go home. You know, because you know most people want to spend their last months or weeks at home, quite rightly. So that's always our first aim. But whether they're here for a short period of time and then go home, or whether they're here for a period of time and die with us, it's really, really important that the environment that they're being cared for in meets all of their needs, and feels comfortable and welcoming, and all of those things. And if it doesn't, then we're no better than the NHS, really, are we? And we have to be better than what people would expect to get in the NHS, because that's what we're about. You know, we're about all that extra stuff that we can do that, you know, the NHS just simply can't do for all the reasons we know. So, you know, it has to be better. And, you know, put in very black and white terms, I suppose, if this was the last room you were ever going to see, it needs to be bloody nice, doesn't it? Excuse my language, but it needs to be a really nice room, doesn't it? And people have a right to expect that. And as you say, these patients become our friends. They become part of our family, if you like. And, you know, and they're guests of ours when they're on our ward, and treating them as guests that, you know, deserve the best quality that we can possibly give them is super important to us.
Yeah, and it's probably been 5 or 6 years since I had a chance to visit people in a capacity whereby we were doing requests for Christmas, and we'd paid that out on Christmas Day, and those people who were there, some of them they'd come in to be able to get respite because their family were away celebrating, or you know they were there because they needed a bit of help for a while, and they were looking forward to going home and then hearing themselves on the radio when it went out. You know, all these sort of things, and every story is different. That's the thing, and Compton copes with that.
Yeah, every story is different, and whatever somebody's needs are, if they've got an end of life condition, I feel that Compton can meet people's needs. You know, whatever their needs are, whether it's in our inpatient ward or whether it's in one of our community services or an outpatient service, we will do whatever we can to tailor our services to meet that person's wants, desires, and needs. You know, the ward's just one part of it, but it is a really important part of it. And, you know, you have to constantly be moving with the times, with the sort of services we offer, you know, making sure that we're still where people would expect us to be. And, you know, people give us really hard earned pounds, you know. We completely understand that, you know, everybody's sort of struggling these days for money for various reasons that we all know. And so the fact that people still support us through our shops or through donations or through our events or whatever means is something that we feel so grateful for. And I suppose we feel very, very responsible that it gets spent in a responsible way. And, you know, so making those judgments about where's the best place to spend these donations that we have is something that we think long and hard about, so that we're not wasting that hard-earned cash that people give us. And this very much felt like the right time to do this. And I think the feedback that we've had, I think first and foremost, the fact that we did have so many people willing to give really generously for this particular project, and the fact that we've had really, really, really positive feedback as a result of it kind of proves that it was needed. And you know, and as I say, it's been very, very well received.
Yeah, well, calming decor, dimmable lighting, 18-bed facility that looks after people 24/7 with specialist care, and that's obviously on top of what nearly 9,000 support visits to patients in their own homes every year. these are the things that Compton get involved with. Respite, people coming in to take part in crafts and activities, all because Compton is about living life, and that's the way in which you approach everybody's case.
Absolutely, it's all about maximising. It's helping people to live their best life with whatever life they've got left. And that's really, really, really what we're about. And then supporting people to have a dignified death is ultimately the end bit of it. But the most important bit is that ability to help people to live best life they can with whatever time they've got left. And if I can just give one final sort of plea, the sooner we know about people, the more we can do for people. So, it's a really important message that we're not just about those last few hours or few days. We're about people's last year, people's last 18 months, people's last 3 months. The sooner we know people that have an end of life condition, the more we can do to help them and to support them and their family. So, my plea to people, anybody listening to this, is if you're in this situation, it doesn't matter if you don't think you need us yet. Give us a call, make yourself known to us, get your GP to give us a call. And, we will be as involved or as not involved as people want us to be. But the sooner we know about people, the more we can do.
The advice and referral line is open 24/7, and it's on 01902 774 570. That's 01902 774 570. comptoncare.org.uk/inpatient unit for more details on what can happen there. And of course, you can support the work of Compton, as we've said, through the charity shops, including the new one in Bilston that's opened, as well as going to comptoncare.org.uk. And people are constantly caring for Compton, so Compton can care for us.
Thank you.
Well, Rachel Overfield, CEO at Compton Care, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Now, with a magical array of experts available for you to chat with and also see on stage at the Malvern Autumn Show, coming up from the 27th through to the 29th of September, there's going to be somebody who's covering off pretty much all areas of expertise around the world of horticulture and beyond. Ellen Mary joins us now to let us know what she's up to for all 3 days down there. How are you going?
Hi there, I'm very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to Malvern, that's for sure.
So what have we got lined up? Because we've just been talking about your schedule and they're keeping you busy, aren't they?
They are keeping me busy, but I love it. So I'm happy to be kept busy. And in fact, if I'm kind of in between things, I want to go and talk about gardening anyway. So I am all over the place, mostly in the garden theatre and on the potting shed theatre as well, talking about so many different things, from making the best of your homegrown harvest, which I'm doing with Nikki Chapman. I'm sure your listeners will all know Nikki, and I'm even interviewing Nikki. And the talk is called So Tell Me What You Want, in conversation with TV presenter and broadcaster Nikki Chapman, all about her new book. So not only are we going to talk a little bit about gardening and plants and her love for that, but I'm also going to get the opportunity to ask some, like Spice Girl type questions as well. Why not? So that will be really cool. And I'm also talking with Martin Fish about house plants for well-being, all kinds of different things on both of those theatres. Not forgetting, I'm hosting the Gardener's Question Time on Friday, which is with the star BBC Gardener's World presenter Adam Frost and the diamond that is John Wheatley, who's a font of all gardening knowledge. So really, this kind of work for me is a dream 3 days. I can't wait.
It's going to be brilliant. And I know I was having a chat with Chris Collins, and he's down there on the Sunday, and he's already excited about the fact he's going to have a chat with you too.
I love chatting with Chris. We're going to be talking about organic allotment tiering on Sunday on the Garden Theatre. I mean, he's so full of energy and he has so much experience and expertise. So chatting with Chris is always an absolute joy. So that's in the Garden Theatre on a Sunday.
Yeah, so it is worthwhile getting along, threecounties.co.uk. Check out all the schedules. And if you can't get there all for all 3 days, check out which days have got the things that you want to go and see on there. But it is certainly worth a trip, isn't it? I know people are going to not only get help with the gardens, but also get some great new ideas on stuff they probably hadn't even ever thought of that they can then plan for 2025.
I agree. I think that's part of the joy of going to the gardening shows. A lot of people think you have to be an expert to go to a gardening show, but that's not at all true. It's go there for inspiration. You get the opportunity to ask questions of the people who know. And we've asked all of those questions that you think are silly if you're new to gardening. We've been there and asked them, you know. So ask the questions. You get to see some really well-known faces and just get a load of information, loads of ideas and inspiration for your own garden. No matter how big or small your space is, there is something at Malvern for everyone.
And obviously, heading towards autumn, one of the big tasks is finding the garden of the parts of leaves that start appearing, falling from the sky. But I mean, have you got anything planned for the next few weeks that you know you need to get done in run up for sort of shut down over the winter period?
Yeah, this is a really busy time of year for gardening, and I absolutely love it. I love the changing seasons and the leaf fall. I think it's absolutely beautiful. First of all, I do have some really huge big trees down my allotment plot, and those leaves will fall. So there's a lot of raking up to do, and I'll bag them up to make leaf mulch. Some will go into the compost, but also just kind of mulching the cultivated beds and cutting back and tidying where needed just to keep things, you know, ready for the cold weather, moving some pots and containers to probably a more sheltered space where hopefully the frost won't get to them over, you know, over those colder months. So really it's just being outside, change your clothes, trousers and gloves usually as well right now. It's really cold at the moment. But just enjoying the change of season and you know, just being out there before it gets too cold to go out there and getting some of those last minute jobs done. Don't forget harvesting pumpkins and squash, corn, beans, the last of everything. Grab that out of your garden or allotment right now.
Yeah, so yeah, make the most of the fruits of the labours you put in through the year, and so that mulch is so important, isn't it, to feed in the plants next year, and it's all chemical free.
Yeah, leaf mulch is amazing. You know, it's nature's way of replenishing the soil, right? So, you know, if you are raking up leaves, making them into a mulch, and mulching your beds with, you know, the fallen leaves or other mulch that you've got, that's your way of feeding the soil. And if we don't have good soil, you're not going to be able to grow healthy, thriving plants. So mulching right now is a really good idea. It protects the roots of plants. A big flower at the moment all over the place are dahlias. Everyone loves their dahlias, but they're in full flower right now. But if you're not lifting and storing them over winter, just around about the first frosts, you're going to need to cut them back and give them a really heavy mulch as well. So you can use it, you know, all kinds of materials for that, whether that be leaf mulch, compost, wood chip. So yeah, mulching is really key at this time of year, and using that leaf fall is a really great way to make your own free soil replenisher.
Absolutely. And with the show on the way, obviously you're working particularly hard. Outside of the horticulturalist you'll be talking to directly, anything that in particular you're looking forward to seeing at the show? Because there's plenty of great food, isn't there? And are you a bit of a bake-off fan?
I am a Bake Off fan, actually. I love watching the Bake Off. So I'm really excited to see that this year, because I hope I have the opportunity, you know, to go and have a little look in some of the other theatres and see that kind of thing. But, you know, at the show, there's food. You know, lots of talks about foods and demonstrations, which is amazing. Then you've got, you know, gardens and exhibitors, and there's going to be lots of pumpkins, you know, pumpkins and dahlias. That's what it's all about this time of year, right? But yeah, the food section looks absolutely wonderful. So if you get the opportunity to go and learn what to actually make with your harvests, that's really cool. I'll be talking about that as well, making the best of your homegrown harvest on Friday at 10:30 in the Garden Theatre. But there's a lot of food at the show this year, because it's that time of year. You're getting all the harvest off, you've worked really hard all year, and then you think, what am I going to do with it all? What can I make? Like courgettes make great cakes. You know, beetroot makes great cakes. So looking at different ways of using those harvests as well, which is really cool.
Well, I know you're going to have a brilliant time chatting with everybody down there on the stage, all those interviews you've got to do, and so much more besides. But have a fantastic time doing all of that. Threecounties.co.uk is where you get tickets. The 27th, 28th, and 29th of September are the dates. Ellen Mary, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Now, when it comes to our old toys, there's a bit of a love story there. We never want to let them go. Izzy Judd shares her stories with us now. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I like that love story with us.
Yeah,
Very
well, I mean,
good.
they're part of our lives. I mean, I've got teddy bears that I'm convinced are part of the family. And, you just don't really want to ever let go.
You don't, do you? It's that kind of nostalgic feeling when you go back to your parents. I mean, my mum has got like a box of our old toys that my kids now play with. It's all that kind of the Fisher Price wooden stackers and the xylophones and the wooden puzzles. And then you see it being passed down the generations. And I think it just evokes that feeling of, I don't know, it's just a really nostalgic feeling.
Yeah, and it's about the quality of the toys as well. I mean, a lot of the kids these days play with electronics, and we all know that they become obsolete quite quickly. But the thing they get the most pleasure out of is that pull along little dog or the telephone that squeaks from when my sister had one of those when she was a kid. And these things sort of just last generations. And whether it be something that's made out of a traditional wood or some of the plastic toys which are made to be enjoyed by generations, it is great to have them as part of the family and part of the furniture.
Yeah, part of the furniture, exactly. And I know I probably shouldn't say it, but wooden toys do just look a bit prettier sat on the shelves. But I think as well, like spending time, like taking a toy off the shelf with your child. And I've got three. I've got an 8, a 7, and a 3-year-old. So our house is pretty chaotic, and sharing is a big theme that goes on. But with my eldest daughter and my youngest son, actually, they'll often get the same toy, and my son will do the sort of traditional, sort of stacking it up, whereas my daughter will start to make a village out of these blocks, like they're the houses, and she kind of has taken the toys through her development as well, and kind of her creativity.
And I think as well, not only are there 3 kids in your house, but you got 2 grown-up kids as well, because you enjoy playing with them too. That's part of being a parent.
I'd say my husband Harry's probably the biggest kid of them all.
Yeah, but he gets wooden sticks to play with. He's already happy, isn't he?
Exactly, he's all good. Gets the music, the instruments out, and it's a free for all.
So when it comes down to choosing, though, I mean, we're almost in the run to Christmas. There is going to be the must-have item once more. We're not too far away from that. But it is choosing something which is going to last past Boxing Day.
Yeah, and that you don't need to put a battery in, because we all know that feeling when they've opened a toy and that you haven't got a battery. I think the wooden toys, they last. I mean, this is the Fisher Price's next. So their original wooden line was 90 years ago. And, you've still got the traditional toys that still kind of stand the test of time, that kids still enjoy. And I just think there's that memory and the nostalgia around the Fisher Price toys.
And because they are part of the education and the whole learning process on the way things work, and switches, twizzles, puzzly bits to play with, things to push along, that is a real world interaction that we all need to have. It's not just virtual.
No, and the shape sorters. I've seen all my 3 kids finally get the hang of the shape sorters and being really proud. To begin with, you're like, to you, it's like, no, that's a square and you're holding a triangle, and you're trying to help them. And then one day they get it. It's now watching my youngest with these toys. I don't worry now about kind of, are they at the age where they should be doing this? You can sit back and really enjoy watching them learn.
And I love the fact that these things are very often an investment too, even if they've been a bit play-worn. Not only for the fact that because they do last rather well, but you watch the likes of Antiques Road Trip and Bargain Hunt, and you will see Fisher Price stuff appearing on screen and going for good money at auction, because it is, as you say, up to 90 years old.
Yeah, we had a Fisher Price like mobile activity centre that was attached to the side of our cot. And I'm sure I've got a memory. There's this particular like spinny thing, and I'm sure I can remember that. And so when my kids go and stay with my parents, it's in the cot where they are. Yeah, it's special, isn't it? It's special to have those connections.
Yeah, sometimes people then rebuy the things that remind them of their childhoods, or want to make sure they've got something for their kids or grandkids, which is what they grew up with. And
Yeah.
it all runs alongside all the other electronics and beepy things as well. But certainly with the toys, which are much more traditional, they served a purpose. They have been developed this way for a reason. And Fisher-Price are at the core of making sure that kids grow up understanding an interactive world around them.
That's exactly it.
So where can we go to get our hands on some of these brilliant toys?
So you can head to Argos, Sainsbury's or Amazon to find Fisher-Price's new wooden range.
So check out those there, and have a little browse, have a look, and get some nectar points at the same time, and enjoy creating magical memories with the kids the way they used to be.
Exactly. Thank you.
Izzy Judd, lovely to speak to you. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time playing with all the toys, and buy some that you like for the kids for Christmas as well. Okay.
Okay. Take care.
Jack the Beanstalk is the Panto of choice in Lichfield this year. It's all happening at the Garrick. We have Benn, Thornton and Sam Rabone returning, and it runs from the 22nd of November through to the 12th of January. Anything else we need to know?
See you later.
Yeah, that covers it all?
Let's go, come on.
Oh, you put your frock on and everything for this.
No, just for this.
So are you both, hang on, it's Jack and the Beanstalk, that means, are you trots?
We've got the trots.
Yes.
We are the trots this year. Mother, Dame Trot, and my son Billy.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's helpful when it begins with the letter B.
It's always good for me.
Yeah. Just makes it simpler.
Because the thing is, my name isn't Billy, but when I'm on the stage, I am Billy, so it's very confusing.
It's like watching Ian McKellen work, this, isn't it? You will be Billy on the night.
Yes. Just don't fall off the stage.
Topical.
Yeah, I'll do
Very
my
good.
best. But back again, I mean, what have we done to deserve this?
I think
There's two ways of phrasing that, aren't there? What have we done to deserve this?
Yeah. I think I'm just too cheap, aren't I?
That could be it.
Put my price up. No, it's lovely to be back. Really, really nice. Love working with Sam. Love working at the venue. Beautiful city to be in at Christmas, obviously. Beautiful city to be in any time of the year. But, you know, those cobbled streets when there's a bit of frost on them, a bit of snow, looks
trap.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolute death trap.
Yeah.
But looks nice.
It does. Well, he's done the cliches. What do you want to do next?
Which camera should I look at?
Any of them.
The 5 that you've set up. All my chins have got an angle here, which is marvellous. No, it's exciting, and it's even more exciting being back in this building because it's having a massive refit. We've got new bars, we've got staircases have been removed, and we've got the most beautiful box office now. I mean, I don't even want to watch the show. I just want to go and look at the box office. There's a nice little slide there as well.
A slide?
Slide, yeah.
I missed the slide.
At the box office?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had to go, wasn't
Is
it?
it still working?
I just went straight down. It's lovely.
Supposed to be a slide. It's the counter. Though.
It was the counter, but I thought that looks like a slide. I'll have a go on that, and I did. What were you asking?
Well, just generally, anything about the show will do.
I don't know. I've not done it yet.
Well,
have I?
it's Jack and the Beanstalk. It says behind us.
I'm guessing there's a cow. There's probably a beanstalk.
It's just you've got a plant pot on your head. I mean, it's slightly off-putting for me.
No, this is beauty. This is it's going to be possibly, I'm going to say, the biggest pantomime we have ever done. It is huge. We have got beanstalks, we've got giants, we've got cows, we've got magic beans, we've got songs, we've got slosh, we've got everything that you want from a panto. We are pushing in your direction this year, and we've also got the legend that is Jill, Jill Jordan, who you might know best as the.
Are you allowed to use the D word?
Well, it says on the poster, best known as Doreen Tipton. So
she's best known as Jill Jordan to me because she's been in so much stuff. She's amazing.
Well, yes, we got Jill, and it's so nice. He's playing our fairy, and she's going to be amazing. I've got Benn back, which is just exciting, and we're here. So I can't hear what's going on. Not read a script, but it's going to be just not
fine. That's it. That's
it's September into. I've not learnt it yet. I just know we're here, and that's the exciting thing about this. Pam's taking photos again. She's amazing, old Peachy Rafe over there. She's done Starlight Express, and now she's here.
There's no difference. I mean, because you both have rollers, only yours go in your hair.
Well, this is good. I mean, consider that's a hair joke. I mean,
hang on. He's picking on us. Come on.
What are you? He's shaving. What are you?
Phil and Grant, we are.
If you lean forward, you look like Jordan.
Not Jill Jordan.
No, definitely not. No, not Jill. No,
or Gordon Jill. somebody totally different. That is no, but it is going to be such a good panto. Jack and the Beanstalk is such a good story. It's a good traditional British story.
Who's got such in the bingo stakes of Sam saying things? He's had at least 3 now.
I'm sure we just cut that. We'll start again. It's going to be an amazing panto.
No, that's all staying in.
Spectacular. It's going to be spectacular. There's going to be glitter. There's going to be slosh. How much slosh?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of slosh.
Yeah.
That was going to be a question, wasn't it?
No, well, not really, no, because there's always slosh. I mean, it's guaranteed.
There's the words of Ben Thornton. There's going to be costumes and songs.
Yeah.
We often quote, I must say, Jason, one of your interviews because...
oh, dear.
No, it was me. One time you asked me what's going to be in it. And as Sam says, we know that it's going to be a great show, but really, we haven't read the script.
No.
Or we haven't properly.
Yeah.
So we
Have
say...
we ever read the script?
Even if you've read it, you've never worked to it, have you, really? But
it's true. We say all the things we should say. And then one time you asked me and I just went, there'll be costumes, there'll be songs. So stupid. Of course there will, Ben. But the costumes will be extravagant and the songs will be...
Well, I mean, are these not costumes you're wearing now? Or
No, we just turned up in these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slight, from what I do know, because I've seen the people that are here today, which has given me a few clues as to what's going on. It's going to be a slightly different version of Jack and the Beanstalk that we've seen before. So it's going to be very interesting to watch. I think there's going to be a few people enjoying the little twist we've got on the go.
Ooh, twist.
Twist! And not Oliver.
No. Do you get a hat?
No, but do you know you're not the first person to say that to me today?
You need a hat.
You think?
I think it sets off the outfit quite well. I mean, you don't want to look too Robin Hood, the green on the shoulders. I mean, that. But
yeah. So now I'm getting wardrobe advice from you. But did you turn up in that deck chair?
Hang on,
yeah, no.
He always has expensive shoes on. What are these ones?
Well, these are Stan Smith's again, but these have got a weather forecast on them.
A weather forecast?
Yeah, it's a weather map. Yeah.
What's it forecasting today?
It's probably dull and overcast, but that's just the Panto. So,
not this interview.
No. Anyway.
I need to get myself a hat, thanks. I think you don't like our costumes?
I do like your costumes. I just feel that you deserve a hat.
All right.
Because, I mean, this one over here gets hair pieces that matches his eyeshadow, and you haven't even got a hat.
Just working the cameras again. Make sure they've all got me, all the angles.
Yeah.
What's that one doing over there? What's that camera?
That's just filming. That's what they do.
Could you not be bothered?
That one's like a
I can't climb stairs.
What's that one do? Is it different?
It's wide angle.
Wide angle? You don't... What did you just say?
You need that for Sam.
Panoramic.
Yeah.
Fit me all in there.
Samaramic.
Wide screen
Very
for
good.
Rabone. Cheek.
Anyway.
Oh, he's going to do the number now.
I was going to go lichfieldgarrick.com to start off with.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, because that's where you get your tickets, isn't it?
You did that breath that you do when you think, I'm over this now.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Anything else we should say while we're here?
I don't think so. I think we said it's spectacular, and that's the word that I've been briefed to say.
And it's nice, because we've added a week on already, haven't we?
That's true.
We're going
Tickets
longer.
are flying out.
Longer than we've ever gone before. Are we doing more 3-show days than ever? I'm going to be pooped, I think is a technical word.
A good thing that you always say is come on a day where that third show.
Oh, yeah.
Book a ticket for that third show on a Saturday or whatever day it is, because anything could happen. Because I don't know whether I've done this before, where I haven't done it, whether I've got out of bed or not. You
don't even know what you're wearing half the time, do you?
Exactly.
You may or may not have a hat.
A good day to come as well, Sunday, because Ben does like to experience Lichfield in all its glory.
Really?
Oh, there's so many good places to go.
Because they're dancing, does he? Or
dancing, that's the word. Dancing.
No.
He's got his dancing shoes on.
So I can be a dad dancer.
Oh, it's good that life caught up with your talents.
So Sundays are very good to come and watch and make as much noise as possible.
Yeah.
I think if you want to
Keep
come and
him
really
awake.
enjoy yourself. And should we just strut forward as you do the outro, and we'll strut as you do it.
Well, I can't strut. I'm not
on the right
to
foot.
strut.
On the right foot, you can strut. Go.
Okay, so I'll go down to the box office number, yeah?
Yeah, do that.
Do that first. Okay.
Yeah,
you want to strut and box office?
As we walk in, you've got to do
Gordon
two things
Bennett,
at once.
multitasking.
Yeah, go.
Okay, 01543 412121 is the box office number.
That was very bloody.
But do lichfieldgarrick.com again for your tickets, and you can come and have a wonderful time in the Room to Christmas and beyond. With these two. We're way beyond with these two. Thank you both.
Hey,
Thank you, Jason.
What do you think of the shoes?
They're Crocs, aren't they?
They're platform Crocs.
Yeah.
They are. They're comfortable. I can dance in them. This costume's got pockets as well. We've not mentioned the pockets before, have we?
No, I thought we'd finished the interview about 3 minutes ago, but you can keep going if you want to.
I'll go then.
Yeah,
I can't even leave because you film me from every angle, no matter where I leave.
Wave to all the many cameras.
Go this way.
You're going that way. Yeah, lovely Crocs. Should we talk seriously about the Panto now?
Yeah, great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what
I'm really looking forward to it. Cinderella, it's going to be a big...
Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh, he's back again. Thank you both. That's lovely to see you
Thanks,
as ever.
mate.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye. Got a load of cack.
Now, a new report has revealed that women over 40 are being held back from starting their own businesses. Somebody whose age I am not even going to hazard a guess at, but certainly hasn't been put off by running a business, is co-founder of Absolute Collagen, Maxine Laceby. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jason. Thank you for having me.
Well, good to talk to you. And it does seem that there is certainly a blocker here to women in their 40s. And you would hope that they might be in an established position. They've got ideas, they have confidence and a brilliant business plan. But what is it that's stopping them going forward?
So we commissioned a survey on this because my own personal experience, I started Absolute Collagen in my 40s and I was completely unseen and unrepresented, and there was just no support for me. And I'm just, quite sad that 10 years on, it's still going on. A quarter of women aged 40 plus are considering starting a new business venture, but they just feel unseen and unsupported. And I just think we need to shine a light on that and make sure that changes.
Yeah, and I mean, you started the business with your daughter, and it weren't held back. But there is often a case of society putting pressures on when and belittling women, and that's still the case. Even though you'd hope we'd have learned our lesson by now and started to make the most out of everybody that's in our world.
I agree. And if my email sign off, anybody that gets an email from me, my email sign off is Maxine Laceby, another underestimated woman. And I do feel we get to this age, we have life experience, we're pretty awesome. We're very humble. We don't shout about it. We just get on with it. And we've got a number of women in our business of that age group. And we really support. We've got flexible working. We have everybody can work from home in August. They come into the office 2 days a week. We get so much from that group. It's unbelievable. And also, I think that women of that age are prioritising personal and develop their own personal development. They're no longer, we're not back in the 80s when everybody was cooking dinner all the time and prioritising families. They're still prioritising families, but they want more for themselves too. And I think we need to offer them that. We need to be the change that means they can get on with life. And we're very reliable. That age group of women are completely reliable. They just get on with it. And I think a lot of companies, a lot of people are terrified of that age group because they've got commitments. Women with commitments are committed. There's no doubt about that. And we need to open up our vision to that.
Yeah, and we have enough problems with women being held back due to the illegal consideration of their potential to want to start a family in their younger years. We are less likely to expect that of a woman over 40. And the way business reacts to women with a number of prejudices along the way is absolutely horrendous.
It is, and it is changing, Jason, and I there needs to be more change. Women are very, very capable, especially in that age group, because as I said, we've got life experience, we're very committed. We get stuff done really quickly because we have to, and that's not a bad thing. And I just think the business community needs to open their vision, and there needs to be more accessibility. There needs to be more out there for them to be able to come forward with their ideas. Because they're going through the personal development, lots of their business ideas are based on products or services that are lacking for them, so they create them, which is what I did with Absolute Collagen. I saw a market, I saw a space, I saw something that women really, really could benefit from, and I created it. And that's what these women are capable of doing, and we really need to open up our vision to them.
Yeah, and from what may seemingly be a simple sachet, a £30 million business now.
Absolutely. One Absolute Collagen sachet is taken every 2 seconds less now, I think. And, when I give somebody an Absolute Collagen sachet, a yellow sachet, I feel like I'm giving them their own spotlight for them to see themselves. What this report is giving that spotlight for everyone else to see how capable they are.
And when it came to starting the business, was it where you were that made a difference?
The Midlands. Oh my God, the Midlands. I'm so passionate about the Midlands. I'm a Bath girl. I'm from Bath originally, from a council estate called Thornton, which I'm very proud of. I moved up to Wolverhampton 30 years ago, and the Midlands welcomed me with open arms, and it's definitely where my heart is. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, I think where I am in the country does help, to be honest with you.
And obviously, we're in a world where a great product can go global. Where are you on that front?
Or we've got major plans. I think, for us, it was about concentrating on the UK. We're now expanding out internationally. We've got over 80 team members, and never call them staff. They're always team members. And we've got a great community both with our absoluters and within Absolute Collagen. And that's something I'm very, very proud of. And I think being a family business means we share the same morals, the same principles, the same values. And that runs through the business. And every single person, be it a team member or an absoluter, is 100% seen and heard. And now we're taking that globally. And we're on a mission to empower people, women, through our product, although men do take it as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's universality is again the key here, isn't it? It should be, there are many things which work for either gender, and you've got a product which can help empower people in itself.
100%. And when it goes back to that, to business, I don't think, well, I know women don't want to knock men off the spot. We're not about that. We want to take them on the journey with us. And, when I speak to our absoluters, that are very frustrated when they're trying to start businesses, their husbands, their partners, they're supporting each other. It's not about male, female, it's about both. And I think that's really important as well.
What is the next step in making sure we get awareness here? It's obviously the likes of yourself who are behind a brand saying, look at me, I can do this. Though it may not be in your nature to do that, you're more used to shouting about your product than yourself. It is important that we do have visibility.
100%. And this is a starting point. And we've created the report, we've commissioned the report, and the report's done, and these are the findings, and we're getting it out there. And, my business, Absolute Collagen, is far much more than a product. It started by trying to empower myself and then empowering others. And that's what we're doing here. So we're shouting about it, and we want change, and we will get change.
It shouldn't be necessary to ask for it, but the fact that we've got this potential, and as a business community, as the human race, we are missing out if we are not allowing the best people from all walks of life to rise to the top and get on and do what they can do. So congratulations on the work that you've done here and on the report and raising awareness. Give us all the details on where we can both find the report and, of course, the source of those simple yellow sachets.
So you can find it at absolutecollagen.com, Absolute Collagen Instagram, all over all the social medias, or Maxine Laceby, myself, again, all the social medias. And, what I would like to add is, we have a lot to contribute to the UK economy, and, let us do it, please, because I am a living example of that.
Well, Maxine Laceby, co-founder of Absolute Collagen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason.
Now, when it comes to business in our city, one of the premier business clubs to be part of for not only networking, but also to be able to get in touch with people in the entertainment industry too, is the Business Club at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre. I'm joined now by their head of commercial, James Wigley. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you, Jason. Yourself?
All good here. Now, when it comes down to it, the business club at the Grand has been growing over the last decade, and you often see partnership signs around the venue. There's mentions in the program, and there's various levels of interaction that businesses can have, and not only that, but also networking events too. So there's a huge benefit to being part of something like this at the Grand.
Absolutely, yes. There are a few levels of the business club. When I first came in all of 4 months ago now, we kind of tiered it 3 levels depending on the inclusions for businesses. However, we are very bespoke in things that we can offer. I know that you mentioned obviously the tickets, the advertising, the networking. We are in a really good position, and we have got 25 business clubs on board. So really proud of people that we work with currently and hoping to expand going forward.
Yeah. Now, one of the first to be involved was one of yours and my former employers, and that's the team at Molyneux with Wolves. And working alongside them, there's all sorts of interactions and links that have been made there. And that's possible for other businesses too. You see it through the likes of maybe the Mount Hotel as well. And in particular, Dudley Zoo, who, of course, are on board for the Panto many times. So, there are many links which sort of expand into more than just having somewhere to meet and those networking events.
Absolutely, yeah, we are delighted to have those partnerships on board. Local businesses obviously operate closely with us, and we build that relationship within the community, and we thrive upon that. There's also the opportunity to work closely with them. Some of the stars we have obviously will stay at the Mount. We do a bit of film with the Mount. Work closely with Wolves, as you say, Dudley Zoo sponsor our Panto, and many, many more. As I say, there's 25 of them and growing. And we are proud to be where we are within the city. And to offer the excellent services that we do at the Grand Theatre to promote businesses and also to give back to their staff is another key thing that we're looking at, really.
And what sort of offering, how does it work for a business who wants to get involved?
Yeah, so I always tend to meet with businesses and understand what works for them and how we can support them, really. So as I mentioned to you previously, we had 3 tiers. We still are keen to pursue the 3-tier business club. However, we are more bespoke in kind of the offerings that we have here. So whether businesses are looking to incentivize their staff, either something like Employee of the Month or to reward them for good work, we can look at ticket offers for their staff. If businesses want to advertise, then there's different avenues that we can go down and look at and explore with them to advertise a business. And obviously that within the business club ourselves, we have networking opportunities that we put on throughout the year, whether that's at shows, we do breakfasts and tours. We try and vary the offerings that we have here at the Grand Theatre and continue looking to evolve, expand, and entice as many businesses as we can to work with us. So as I'd say, Jace, it's just get in touch with ourselves, myself, drop us a message, anything on LinkedIn, email, phone call, and we can explore conversations and see how we can support.
Once you are part of that club itself, I mean, there are incentivized offers and things that will be there for you. But also, it's the reciprocal logos as well. I think that makes a huge part of it. The fact that they can say they're supporting the arts in our city. And obviously, the Grand Theatre, though, very well supported, is actually one of those organisations which has a charitable arm as well. And it's all about inclusion. And again, it looks good for the business, but it genuinely helps.
Correct. Yeah, there is a lot of CSR opportunity here with the Grand Theatre. And as you say, people that support us through the business club and other avenues really help us to deliver the theatre and quality programme that we do today, but also a lot of the outreach programmes which people aren't necessarily familiar with. So again, if people do want to explore that avenue, then please get in touch. We have a number of programmes that I'd love to speak about, but it'll probably take up another hour of your time, Jace. But we have some incredible programmes that really do change the way that theatre is looked upon and makes it accessible for a lot of people that sometimes can't access theatre themselves.
Yeah, and doing it through work is a great way of doing it. But I mean, feel free, give us an example of the sort of thing that you might put together and how you might start to form a package with somebody.
Yeah, so as I say, I'd always sit down with someone. Kind of 4 months ago, I sat down with one of my first new businesses on board. I sit down with them, establish kind of how their business looks like, how many staff they've got on board, established with them a number of tickets. So whether that be 30 to 60 tickets for their staff. Then we talk about their advertising opportunities, whether that's till screen, Panto program, interval curtain, internal TVs. We can discuss all that aspects with them, and then also a number of networking opportunities that we have internally and externally, and also working with our partners to see how we can collaborate and push work further forward. And then, as I mentioned to you, there's always the add-on and potential to work with us on our CSR projects too. So as I said, the business club is a great avenue, but there are also other ways that you can tap in and support us at the Grand Theatre, and obviously we can benefit, and we also provide a benefit to you as a customer too.
And whilst it's not actually directly linked to the business club, there's things like Friends of the Grand that are also able to join in with and offer discounts too. So there's it's almost take a step to the door in one way and find how they can help to grow their business in others.
Absolutely. We are trying to evolve as best we can, and you will see over the coming months that we are working on a couple of other plans and proposals to try and engage with new audiences, new individuals, people that don't engage with the Grand Theatre for whatever reason. Obviously, you come here yourself, Jace, the building itself is magnificent to look at. The shows that we put on are superb. Even programming-wise, we are looking to deliver a more diverse programme. to make the theatre more attractive to those who, as I say, don't engage with us. But yes, we are always looking for new businesses, new streams, and new audiences, to be honest with you. So yes.
You have audiences already who are receptive to seeing the support that the grant gets. As you mentioned, it could be something as simple as an advert on a till. There's the boards which cycle round showing the forthcoming shows. So people are looking and reading, and therefore they will take on board messages that come through. And it is all about everyone working together as a community and seeing so many different people from so many backgrounds already. The work being done to ensure there's a program there which does suit everyone, and it has something that will be picked up as content. And that is again, being part of that as a business is a major badge of honour in the city. So how do people get in touch? Via, obviously, find yourself James Wigley on LinkedIn, but is there a phone number as well?
Yeah, you can reach me on mobile, so 07717 445016, or call in the Grand Theatre themselves and asking for myself. Yeah, I'm more than happy to go out to businesses, speak to businesses, or invite them in to see the building, see the amazing facilities we have, and discuss things that way.
And the main number for the events team as well is 01902 573320. That's Wolverhampton 573320. You can get through there, and events at grandtheatre.co.uk, and you'll be able to get in touch and then see how your business could help to grow their work with the Grand, and say benefiting both parties in a way which isn't just isn't available through other channels.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. We, as I say, we'd be more than welcome to have further discussions with anyone that is looking to engage with us, whether that's on an individual basis or a business. As I say, we've got 25 businesses on board, and we're seeing those renew as the years go on. So we know we're doing a good job. We know we're in a good position. And if it is of interest, as you say, reach out to us through one of those channels.
Well, James Wigley had a commercial at the Grand Theatre. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for the opportunity.
New research from Olsen Cruises is showing that the traditional off-season holiday may be disappearing. According to the data, more travellers are looking for an off-peak break and getting away when others would normally be at work. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Doug Glenwright from Olsen. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
So tell us what's going on in the world of holidays at the moment, because it's always an ever-moving thing. And obviously the experience we've had over the last few years with the holidays effectively not being allowed for a while has meant everybody's eager to get back out and about. So what is the landscape like?
Yeah, well, Olsen Cruise Lines have done some research recently, and we found that 61% of Brits are actually now considering travelling outside of the peak period. We think this is about kind of changing attitudes towards maybe chasing the sun. So maybe they're put off by a little bit of the extreme heat that we've seen in some destinations, and maybe there's a little bit more of a health awareness in terms of sunbathing as well. And I guess what we're finding is that our guests are looking for unforgettable experiences, maybe more than just lying on a beach and having a few cocktails.
Yeah, I mean, you use that magic word. It's experience, and it's about making memories. And when you go on holiday, a package holiday can contain all sorts of things. There are some amazing breaks that people go on, but you've got worries. You're concerned about things like delayed or cancelled flights. I mean, that has been huge recently. The likes of a cyber glitch can wreck your holiday under those circumstances. But I mean, excursions and things as well can be costly if you're booking them through a hotel. I mean, I've done that in Brazil and Singapore, and wondered, hang on, I'm really spending the right amount of cash here. Plus, I mean, unclean accommodation, hidden other fees. It's knowing what you're setting yourself up for. And if you've bought a package, you expect very often it to be as inclusive as it can be. And that's something which I think the cruise industry has addressed very well, hasn't it? Because you know up front what level of service you're paying for.
Absolutely, you're 100% right there, Jason. I think we're finding that customers want a lot of value for money these days. They're frightened of maybe things like overcrowding in resorts, and some believe that holidays that they've been on previously may be mass-produced and a little bit more impersonal. And maybe even that customer service is declining over time as well. They're really wanting those kind of wow moments that they can talk to their friends about, that they can show on their social media accounts. And actually, I think that's where Olsen Cruise Lines have really kind of nailed it. The sense of we try to tailor our itineraries to deliver those kind of remarkable experiences. And that means that I guess we think about not only when is best to travel, but where it's best to travel to get those experiences as well, and all wrapped up in that nice bubble of phenomenal service that you get on board our cruise ships. And certainly they are the stars of the show. 95% of our guests rate our crew as excellent or good. So yeah, it's great.
So we're avoiding that mass-produced feeling. We want something personal, and the fact the crew will probably, know names of people as well as you get used to them on the cruises. You'll see, it is an enclosed environment, so you'll see the same people working the same things, but they will have the smile on the face which says, "I'm working, but I'm working hard, but actually I'm working for you guys," and it makes it an enjoyable experience for everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you've been on a cruise ship as well, just from what you're saying there. Yeah, we really pride ourselves on delivering those sort of authentic, personal experiences where our crew will recognize you, even if you haven't traveled with us maybe for 1 or 2 years. It's amazing how much they remember you, what you want to drink, and try and establish that kind of genuine connection. The sort of language that our guests use about being on board is it's like coming home, it's like being with family, it's like being with friends. That's the sort of language that they use. And that's incredibly important, particularly if you're traveling as a solo guest as well.
Yeah, and then that's when the cruising is actually one of those places that it is more comfortable for somebody to travel alone. And not only because they know they'll probably meet the same people at some of the events that they're going to, and there is so many events to go and see with amazing theatres on these cruise ships. But you've also got the fact that if you do want some space and some time on your own, you can get that as well.
Absolutely. And I think that's kind of one of the misperceptions of cruising as a whole, is that you're going to be either stuck in your cabin, or there's not going to be enough space, or you're going to feel trapped in some way, shape, or form. And actually, that's the joy of Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, is that we have really comfortable cabins, but we also have enough space to accommodate our guests around the whole of the ship. Whilst we're also not massive sort of mega resorts, either where you're going to lose people. So it's getting that balance right between being the right size, still personal, still small enough to be friendly, and not a mass-produced holiday as well.
And the chance to sort of kick back and relax and know that you're going to enjoy what's there because you've seen an itinerary. And that's the thing about cruise lines. You're hot on itineraries. You know what's going on.
Absolutely. I mean, we spend a lot of time and trouble making sure that we tailor our itineraries to deliver those remarkable moments. We know, for example, that the best time to see the Northern Lights will be at sea, in the Arctic, at winter when there's less light pollution. So you give yourself the best possible chances of being able to have that experience and capture that if that's what you want to do on camera as well. Whereas we know things like the Norwegian fjords, the best time to go there is sort of late spring, early summer, when the ice is melting and actually the waterfalls are as powerful as they can be, which again is just a phenomenal time to be kind of traveling down those beautiful scenic fjords.
And the convenience of being able to start from the UK and travel by ship.
Exactly right. Again, we try to make it as easy as possible for our guests to avoid that feeling of being herded through airports. And again, the personal experience for us starts the minute you get to the port, if not the minute you leave your home.
So which ports are you using in the UK?
So we use 6 ports around the UK. So we've got Southampton, Portsmouth, Rosyth, which is Edinburgh, Liverpool, Newcastle. Have I missed one?
Well, Liverpool is our closest one, so that's probably going to be the easiest to get. Because I've been in the Midlands, we've got to get somewhere. Liverpool, just straight up the M6. Nice and easy. Pop the luggage in the boot of the car, park the car up, get on the ship, and away you go.
Well, I would also say that kind of traveling from the Midlands, I'm from a Midlands boy myself, traveling from the Midlands, actually, it's just as easy to get to Southampton as well, get directly to that port as well. So it's kind of a couple of hours either way.
Yep, so not nice, easy drive. Okay, right, you've sold it to me. Where do we go for more information?
So if you want more information, obviously the first thing I would suggest to you do is go on our website, which is fredolsencruises.com, but also make sure that you talk to kind of friends who might have been on different itineraries, look at your social media and really make sure that you're going to, you know what you want and you can get what you want and you're giving yourself the best chances of it having that remarkable experience.
Oh, Douglas, right, from Fred Olsen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, do we as a nation have a dirty little secret? What are we sweeping under the rug? Well, who knows? It could be some dust, debris, and all sorts under there. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Dyson engineer, home cleaning expert Jelly Lee, and also by Ashley James, DJ presenter and mum of 2. Hello to you both.
Hello, how are you?
All good here. Yeah, so first of all, Ashley, I mean, what sort of nasties are hiding around your home? What are we covering up here?
Well, hopefully just two children. Um, yeah, I obviously have like a 1 and a 3-year-old, so I feel like there'll be all kinds of like bugs and bacteria hidden in our home. But that's why I'm really excited and here today to talk about like reliable and quick, most importantly, efficient ways to clean the home, because I think we're all quite time sensitive these days, aren't we? With like working long hours, trying to juggle um parent and child life, just busy lifestyles. So yeah, I'm kind of really excited to share some tips and tricks on how to get rid of bacteria and grime in the house.
Yeah, so all those nasties. And Shelley, we've looked at this survey from Dyson, and it's quite obvious that that maybe we're doing the surfaces, but we maybe not doing behind a few things. That could be our problem, couldn't it?
Yes, definitely. I think we're all used to doing a bit of lightweight cleaning, but as we found out that over half of Brits aren't cleaning regularly behind appliances or in our corners, so there's lots of hidden dirt all over the place.
And actually, again, with your kids, this is a nightmare. You don't want them crawling into places where you haven't been able to get the crevice tool. That's the difficult bit.
Yeah, do you know what? Even I feel like the places that you can see. So we moved into a house back in May and we've got these really they look amazing, but they're kind of like these farmyard tiles in the kitchen and they're brown, so you just can't see the dirt. And I've always found with mops that they just don't feel like they clean the house properly. So this Dyson research was really interesting because it showed that like many people, 32% don't change their mop head for 6 months or longer, and lots of people will keep the same mop water and try and do as much of the house as possible, only changing it when the water actually looks dirty. And so when you actually think about it, if you're doing, let's say, your bathrooms and then you're taking that into the kitchen, you're kind of like cross-contaminating a lot of different germs and bacteria and probably making your house dirtier. So yeah, I hard related to the hatred of mops.
So, Shelley, I mean, obviously, research from Dyson means there must be a product somewhere here that can help us. So, what do we do next? How do we tackle these terrors?
Well, so we really looked at trying to solve as many of these problems as possible. So, as Ashley mentioned, that spreading of dirt around your house is a really, really major issue because your floor might look clean, but in fact, you're just spreading bacteria all over. So, we have created the Dyson Wash G1, which is effectively a mop. It's a wet floor cleaner, but it does all the work for you. So it's really easy to use. You're not going to scrub your floor at all. And it's constantly putting down clean, fresh water. So you know that your floor is definitely clean.
Can I say I have this? I'm very lucky to have it. So it's the Dyson Wash D1, and I describe it as like a love child between a vacuum and a mop.
That's a great description.
Honestly, it's been absolutely revolutionary, especially having 2 young kids that still throw all their food and drink on the floor, because you don't have to like separate the liquids from the solids. It does everything in one motion, and I find that it helps me to keep on top of things because it's so quick. You literally just press the on button and you're good to go. There's no like filling up like mop buckets or anything. It's just a really, really effective way to clean efficiently.
Yeah, so it takes the hassle out of it. And how does it work? Is it something we plug into the wall and then just go, oh, away we go?
No, it is a cord-free machine. So all you have to do is you've got a small tank of water. And I know when we think about mopping, you think about having big, heavy buckets that you've got to lug around the house. But this only needs a tank of 300 ml of water. So it's nice and lightweight, easy to fill up. You clip that in and you can just go anywhere around the house.
So it's as heavy, the water content, as a can of pop, and that's all you're carrying around with you. The rest of the kit, knowing Dyson, is going to be lightweight anyway, so because I have experience of using certain Dyson products too. But it sounds like just a fast, easy way of clearing the floor. And I suppose, Ashley, you've got a kit in one hand and the mop in the other.
Yeah, it's definitely great. I mean, being cordless, number one, is great. I remember the days of having to try and reach up the staircase, hoping that you could get just enough wire. So yeah, it just makes everything so much easier. And yeah, I feel like anything that's simple when you're like tired or exhausted, like you don't want to be like having to deal with any extra. You just want to like
find a quick and efficient way to stay on top of it. And I think that's another tip that I'd love to share is like cleaning little and often, because I feel like lots of times we wait until it gets really bad and then we're like, oh, we should probably clean. So whether that's like vacuuming little and often and not just waiting until you actually see the dirt, that's a really good way to stay on top of everything.
And Shelley, this looks like we could spot clean with it as well, so that accidental spillage on a glass of red wine on the floor is going to come up quite easily.
Yeah, we've designed it to have multiple different modes. It's focused on hard floors, so wouldn't use it on carpets. But with all these 3 different modes, you can use them for if you're doing like a lightweight clean and you want it to dry really quickly, or if you have got a big spillage on the floor, you can pick that up really easily as well.
So nice, simple way of being able to shift the stuff that shouldn't be there. And again, actually, I mean, by the sounds of things, this is revolutionising home life for the James family.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I mean, I used to have to like pick up all the bits of food before I could even mop. And even then I didn't feel like I'd clean. And it would just be like a long process when you think that they eat at least 3 times a day. It's just like taking a lot of hassle out. And it's very, very satisfying, honestly, like to see, because you get to see the dirt in the water. So yeah, it's great because you see the clean water above and then the dirty water below. And it's very, very satisfying just to see how much dirt it picks up.
So stress relieving properties too, as you enjoy watching the water flow, like an in-hand waterfall that's cleaning the floor. I'm convinced already. Shelley, where can we go for more information on all of this and find out how this Dyson mop can revolutionise our world?
You can head to the Dyson website, so dyson.co.uk, and there's more info on how it works, what it looks like, and how you can buy it.
Full details there. Well, for now, Ashley James and Shelley Lee, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
That's your lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 797 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.